Okay, so you guys have handed us a ton of essays about self-improvement. I mean, you really went all in on this one.
It is a pretty big topic.
Yeah, but that's what makes it so interesting. I mean, there's always something new to learn, right? Like ways we can all level up our lives. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're diving deep into these essays to uncover the best tips and tricks.
And what I think is so cool about these essays is how they show how connected everything really is. Like, we often think, oh, this is work, this is my health, these are my relationships. But self-improvement, it touches every single part of our lives.
It does. And it's not just about, feeling good. It's about making real positive changes. One essay even mentioned this study, I think it was a 20% increase in productivity at work just from practicing mindfulness.
Yeah, it's about those little things you do consistently, kind of like compound interest, but for your well-being, right?
I like that. Compound well-being. I'm going to use that.
Seal it.
Okay, so speaking of well-being, one thing that I think sometimes gets forgotten is how connected our mind and body really are.
Right. Like, we all know we should exercise, get enough sleep, all that good stuff.
Yeah, but this essay, it argues that those things can actually directly affect how successful we are in our careers, which I thought was super interesting.
Absolutely. And one thing the essay really emphasized was, like, how important food is for your brain. Like, if you're hitting that afternoon slump, it might not just be because you didn't get enough sleep, but maybe you didn't eat the right foods for lunch. It's all connected.
It's crazy, right? Like what you eat can actually affect your job performance. I mean, I'd always heard that, but this essay really brought it home for me.
Yeah, and then on top of that, there's this whole other layer, which is emotional intelligence, or EQ, as some people call it, which we hear a lot about. But this essay breaks it down really well.
It does.
It goes beyond just being nice. It's about really understanding and managing your own emotions and being able to, like, read other people's emotions as well. Actually, it even talks about Goleman's model.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so it breaks down emotional intelligence into four main parts: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management.
Which, if you can master all of those, wow, imagine how much easier life would be, like in your relationships, at work, everything.
Totally. And what's great about this essay is it doesn't just tell you to be more emotionally intelligent. It gives you actual things you can do.
Right. So it's not just this vague idea. So, like, what kinds of things does it recommend?
So it talks about things like really practicing active listening, like actually trying to understand where the other person is coming from, being more empathetic, and building your own self-awareness so you're more in tune with your own emotions, which are all things anyone can work on.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about mental growth, the mind-body connection, and emotional intelligence. Now, how do we actually make all this happen? I have to say, I do love that the essay gave us a cheat sheet.
Yeah, I like that too. It helps make these big ideas, which can sometimes feel overwhelming, and breaks them down into manageable steps. Like, it talks about setting small, achievable goals and building routines that help you reach those goals.
So it's really about consistently taking those small steps
Ah,
rather than trying to change everything overnight, which never really works anyway.
exactly.
It is kind of empowering, though, when you think about it, right? We
Yeah.
really do have the power to create positive change in our lives, even if it's just one small step at a time.
It really is. And it all comes back to the idea that self-improvement, it's not like you reach a finish line and you're done. It's a lifelong journey.
It really is. So as you're listening to this, think about it. What's one small step you can take today to start leveling up your own life? It could be anything,
Anything at all.
just one small step in the right direction.